Hello, welcome to Clark Technologies. I hope you have seen our previous videos on this Salesforce integration. If you missed out those videos, I'll display those links in description box, or else you can search in our playlist, Salesforce integration playlist. You can search and you can go through them. Because this is the third video of Salesforce integration. In this video, we will see how we can create a new record in a Salesforce account by using MuleSoft Salesforce Connector. Okay, but before this you need to configure the Salesforce connector. You need to create one account in Salesforce developer account. So all these steps we have already discussed and we have shown in our previous videos. Okay, so I'll provide this link in suggestion box at the top of my video, as well as at the description box, or else you can also check in our playlist. Okay, so if you first go through those videos, then you will understand this video, like how to create an record in Salesforce. Okay, so if you are visiting our channel for the first time, please subscribe our channel Clark Technologies and press the bell icon, so that we are regularly uploading all the video tutorials of MuleSoft, SAP and all other technologies as well, so that you will get notified once we uploaded the new video. So don't forget to subscribe our channel. So watch this video till end. I'll show you a couple of tricks as well to do the transformations and to create the records in an easy way. So let's get started. So this is our project which we have created in our previous video purpose for this query connector to fetch the details from the Salesforce. So we are going to continue this project by creating a new flow for the creating new account. Okay, so in this video, our requirement is actually to create a new account in Salesforce. Some account object is already there, so I'm just logged in into my developer account. Okay, so by default 12 or 13 records will be there in Salesforce. So we are going to create one or two new records for that account object in this tutorial. Okay, so I'm just logged in into my account, Salesforce account. So this is the account object which we are going to use. If you can just click and see the all accounts, it will show you the list of accounts which are available by default. These are the default accounts created by Salesforce. We have 12 accounts, right? Now we are going to insert two more or one more record here, so that 13 or 14 accounts will be there. Okay, so to do that, what you have to prepare as a prerequisite, you need to just take this field names account, I mean whatever the field names you would like to display here in the Salesforce console. For those names, for those fields, you need to create one JSON data, sample data. Whatever the account details you are going to insert, you need to create in this way: account name, province, pronouns. In my requirement, I would like to just insert these 5 fields. Okay, but in your requirement, if you want to create a few more fields like a billing state, province or accounts, and it has lot of fields actually. These are all the display fields just for understanding purpose, but it has lot of fields. So you can actually add and remove any fields to display here. Okay, select the fields to display. By using this, you can actually select what are the fields you would like to display here in. So these are all the available fields, these are all the visible fields. So if you don't want to display these fields, you can just toggle back it. If you want to add any new field from this list, you can actually toggle here. So you need to select that and click here. So see, billing city, billing country is also added here. Postal code. So okay, that's enough. I would like to just display 3 more fields. So if you can click on save, the list view is updated. So earlier you didn't see these 3 fields. Now you are also seeing these 3 fields. So let us add this billing city. What is this? Billing country. Okay, and postal code and billing country. These 3 fields also in our JSON response. I'll just remove this one. So I would like to add these three more fields: billing city, Hyderabad. um, 1 second. So instead of this, billing country, India, and postal code. You can give any name here for this key values because we are going to map the original values in our connector level. So you can give any key names. Okay, postal code, something like what. So I would like to add these three fields in my next account also. Okay, so now this I can change. Um, okay, something, the country is Canada, province is already there, Canada, in our previous account. Okay, this is UK. City, something like London. You can give any values, but you are going to visible this in that Salesforce subject. Okay, so I created this sample data for these two accounts, and I have saved this data as a JSON file. Okay, create account.json file. So now I'm going to insert these two account details by using my MuleSoft connector. So go back to our AnyPoint Studio. So this is the old flow for the create object. Now let's drag and drop a new flow for HTTP listener to trigger your flow. Okay, and I would like to add one logger here. Okay, as I have already configured this listener, I can directly select that listener and I'll just change the path. If you want to see all these things step by step, watch our previous videos of the Salesforce integration playlist. Okay, so that you will get detailed knowledge. I don't want to explain everything and repeating anything here. So you would like to just watch our previous videos for this basic configuration. You will good to go. So here path, I'm just saying create account. Okay, and one more thing you need to change here, as we are going to send this request, I mean as we are going to send this data by using Postman. So to in order to accept that Postman body, your HTTP listener should be configured to accept the post requests. So to do that, you need to click on this HTTP listener and go to this advanced tab. Here just give the post method, so that while testing this flow, you need to select the post method in your Postman while testing it. Then you need to provide that data. Okay, here I'll just give some message like creating account flows get started. Okay, now good. Now let's drag and drop the actual Salesforce connector. So in Salesforce connector, we have a lot of operations, but now we are going to create a new record in our Salesforce account, right? So you need to drag and drop the create connector from here. See, this is the create. You need to drag and drop the create connector. And for this Salesforce configuration also, see, we already configured this Salesforce config global endpoint. You can see how to configure this, what are the values we need to pass, how we are getting these values, and from where we need to copy paste these values, everything in our previous videos. Okay, you will get those details in detail, in depth. So just please watch them. So now once it is I mean it is completed the fetching metadata keys, it will show you the account or remaining objects here. Let's wait for this to be completed. Once this metadata keys are fetching task completed, then see here, yeah, this got completed, right? So now it is showing all the objects. Now here you need to select the account object because we are going to create a record in account object. See, this is the account object. We are going to create two new records in this account object, not in contacts, campaigns, dashboard. These are all the other objects. But we are going to create new records in account object, right? So you need to select the account option here. Now, just save this. Now, this is fine till connector configuration. Now the main step will come. We have actually created this sample data, right? You need to map that sample data to this create connector in order to get those details and create in Salesforce account. To do that, we need to drag and drop transform message, which is data view. Okay, and we already saved this JSON as a separate file, right? We need to add this to transform message input data just for our reference. Even though if you changed these values while sending it from Postman, the mappings won't change. So that's why we can always take a sample data as a input to this meta transformed message. Then you can map it accordingly. Then you are good to use. Okay. So to do that, you just open this transform message, click on define metadata. So here click add. You can give any name here. I'm just giving input Salesforce. You can give any name. Okay. And yeah, this got displayed, right? So here the type, you need to select the data type of your data. We have created JSON file, right? So we need to select JSON because I have created the sample data as a JSON. If you are sending any XML data, then you need to select the XML here. Okay. So I created a JSON. So JSON I have selected, and here you need to select a schema or example. Schema means that is a different structure for this, just a structure for this sample data. But example means that is the actual data with some dummy details. So I am creating an example here, right? So I need to select example, and here you need to browse for that file where you have saved this create account Salesforce. So I have saved this in desktop. I need to select that. Create new statement. 1 second. Create account in Salesforce. Okay, I need to select that file. Same, right? Yeah. Once you selected, terminated array 11. Your JSON has some errors. Let us figure out this. What happened? What happened? What happened? Everything looks good. Let us try one more time. Otherwise, we can validate the JSON. Okay. So I'll show you how to validate this JSON as a valid format or not. Okay. So we have missed the opening bracket here. So that is what it is complaining about. So now it looks good. Save it. Now try to import that. Yeah, now it looks good. So your JSON should have every object open and close braces, right? By mistake I missed it. So this is another learning. Okay. So you need to select that file and click on select here. It will load that sample data as well as the Salesforce create connector required data. Here it will load the sample data which we have imported just now, and here it will load that account object input details. Just like that, this account object has these many fields, right? It has a lot of fields, but we have displayed only these couple of fields. So it will show all the fields available in that account object. We need to map them manually. So I'll maximize this. Okay, see, these are all the fields available in our sample file. If you compare this, see, account name, province, phone type, billing city, billing country, postal code. Okay, these are all the fields available in our sample data. But in our actual Salesforce connector, Salesforce account object has these many fields. See, these many number of fields are there in that account object. But we are going to display or create only the details with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields. So you need to map these fields. You don't need to provide all the fields for your testing purpose or anything. What you would like to create only fields which are required for you. So you need to just map them. But here we are going to insert 2 records at a time, right? So we need to do a map operation here. Okay. Let us start writing the data view expression for map. Okay. So here payload map, and I'll give data and index as a key value here. So this map syntax, how you can write this, we have created a separate video for the data view operations, so you will learn it from there. Just go and learn from that data view videos. We have a separate playlist. Okay, so now you need to map this name, right? So because we have this account name, we need to map this with your Salesforce name object. You need to select, you need to write this key first, Salesforce key first. This Salesforce key you need to write here and colon. Now you need to map this with the account name, right? So here you need to select this data dot, what is the name here? Account name. So you need to give in the same format. Same case sensitive. If you are using account name with this capital letters and small letters combination, you need to give the same name. Okay. It got stuck. Got. See, it will show you all the fields available in your example. You don't need to type manually. You can just select it here. Just click on that, it will select. Now again, few more fields. So province, which field we need to map here? It's a, wait, we need to search for what is the exact field we are going to map. Do you have any separate field of a province? If yes, you can map with that. So created by ID. Okay, billing state, we can map it. Okay. Until attitude. Okay, no problem. Billing state, we can map it. Okay, so to do that, you need to write this field name here. Billing state. See, this field should be same as this field. Account. These are the fields related to the Salesforce object. This is our sample data. Okay, so that is why when you query this data means this field which we have given. So once you click on data dot, it will show you the list of fields available in your example metadata. So you need to select province because we are going to map this with the province. So now again, like that, you need to map all these fields with the Salesforce fields. Okay, so the next one is phone. Phone field is there here. So I need to select the phone and data dot phone. Okay. Third one, type. What is this type? Customer type or anything. So if do you have any type here, type field, you can map it. Otherwise, you can ignore it. Or else you can map it with, yes, type field is there. So you need to map this. Now this should be capital T. Here is this capital T, right? So type. Again, why it is getting bold? This is a keyword, so that is it is getting bold. I'll change this name, type data. Okay, in our example, while sending it, you need to give this type data just to avoid errors. You should not use the same keyword. So that's why for now it is fine. We can map it as it is, as we have changed this name. So you need to provide this name here while sending it from Postman. Okay, don't forget that. And we have billing city, billing country, postal code. Let's map them as well. So billing city, data dot billing city, billing country, data dot our billing country, our example billing country. And now the last one, postal code. But here if you see, billing postal code, Salesforce field name is billing postal code. So you need to provide this name, billing postal code, P caps, C caps. Okay. So now colon data dot. In our example, we have taken only postal code. So you can map it, no problem. So this is how you can map any of the fields available in your example with the fields available in Salesforce account object. If your requirement, your real-time project requirement is to update or create all the field details, then you will get the sample data with all the field details here. You can map them accordingly as per the required fields. Whatever the fields you are going to map, you need to first check the name here. You need to map with that field. Just now we did as like that. Okay. So let's save this. So this is how we have done the mapping. Now let's test this. Let's save and test this. Okay. And before that, I'll just drag and drop one more data view just to capture the response from Salesforce. So this is to send a request to Salesforce account. This data view I am using to capture the response from the Salesforce. Once these two account details are created in Salesforce, it will throw some response, right? So I would like to capture that response and display in my Postman as a Postman response. So to do that, I don't do any mappings. I mean, I don't want to do any mappings or anything here. I just wanted to display the payload. Whatever the payload, I mean, whatever the response coming out of the Salesforce connector once the account details are getting created, that the actual complete response I am capturing here. So that is why I have added only payload. Okay. And then we can add one more logger just for our tracking purpose. Salesforce inserted records inserted successfully. You can give any message here. Successfully. Okay. So done. We are done with the implementation. Let us deploy and test it. Let us run this application. So once you test it, you will get to know how the details are getting inserted in Salesforce account. So I'll run this and I'll pause this video here. Once this application is getting deployed, then I'll resume. So now our application is getting deployed. Let us test this. Okay, so this is our post request. So we need to select the post method and we need to form the URL here. As this is post request, we need to send the request body. That is like what is the account details you are going to insert in Salesforce. You need to send this data as a postman body. Okay, so I'm selecting this complete value. This is the test data which we have created. Okay, so I'm just copying this value, and in postman you need to click on body in order to send this postman input request. Okay, this got stuck. Let us wait for 1 minute. Yeah, in this body section you need to select raw because we are going to send the raw data, and here you need to select the type of data you are going to send. This is JSON data, right? So we need to select the JSON, and we need to paste that test data here, which we have copied from that notepad. This is the sample data which we did framed, right, to insert these two account details into Salesforce. So you need to paste that data here. Okay, now you are good to test this application. But before that, we just logged into Salesforce. So these two accounts are not there for now because we have not yet run our application. So once you test this, once you send request to this application, it need to create these two accounts also in your Salesforce. Okay, so now I'm sending request. So I'm just clicked on send. It will execute our flow, and it should display that loggers here. Once this is executing successfully, then it should insert those two records into Salesforce. So now we received the request from that Salesforce. See, observe this response. This is a response we are actually capturing by using transform view. Once we inserted the record, we have captured this response in the form of payload, right? So that is why it is showing this payload. If you can drop down here, it will insert two records. So two IDs will get generated. Successful, true. So two IDs, two accounts are getting inserted in that Salesforce. See, IDs are also getting generated by default. It means your flow is working successfully to insert two records into account, and you can check the logs also. See here in your Anypoint Studio console, creating account flow started. This log is successful executed and displayed that message, and this is the another logger which we have placed here. Records inserted successfully. It means your complete flow is getting executed and you got the response as it is from that Salesforce. Now we need to verify if these two accounts are there in your Salesforce account or not. So account name is Lakshmi and here account name is Prasanna. So two records need to be inserted in your Salesforce. Okay, you need to refresh this page. This is your account section of your Salesforce account, right? So once you refresh this page, you need to see when you are able to see those two records also. So that just we can verify these two records are getting created or not. It is loading. Yeah, so I'll just maximize this. Yeah, so if you can observe, earlier we have only 12 records. Now we have 14 records in this accounts object, and if you observe closely, this is the records which we have inserted. Lakshmi and Prasanna, two accounts. Okay, with these details. These details we are sending it from our postman. Right? You can see account name is Prasanna Here account name is Lakshmi. These two records are getting inserted here. Right? So this is how you need to work with the Salesforce connector in order to create a new records. For now, in this example, we have added these two records, created these two records in accounts object. You can practice this with all other objects. And in your real-time projects also, you will have a couple of requirements like to create new records in any of these objects. I hope this video is useful for you all. In order to use this Salesforce connector, how you can use and how you can query and how you can create a new object. So if you didn't watch our previous videos, just watch in this playlist. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for notification. Thank you.